Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 17 of Impact Makers. And for today, I'm going to ask Dustin a question. Being that you've been in the consulting game for a while, it's got to be close to about 15 years. I might be rounding there, but I'm curious to know from you, how has consulting evolved over time? Question number one, and then part two or question two is how have things changed in this new environment, whether you call it COVID, whether you call it work from home, how has that, remote, how has that changed? So again, how has consulting, your consulting, evolved over time, and what impact has 2020 had on that?
Okay, yeah, good questions for today. I think starting with the question, how has consulting evolved over the last 15 years or so? I don't know necessarily that it has evolved in a drastic way. I would say what has become evident, especially the last few years, is that the personal relationship that a consultant establishes with their prospect or with their client is highly valued by that client. And so if the client is paying consulting and advisory fees to you, it's really important that you establish a strong personal connection and relationship, and that is built into the process from the very beginning. And one of the things that you and I have been talking about recently is how the consulting engagement actually starts before you even have a signed engagement letter. Yep. And even in the prospecting phase, they get a flavor for how you'll work with them. And so I would say that's probably one of the biggest things I've seen evolve is just the importance of that. It's always been important to have that personal relationship. It's now a true differentiator.
Yeah, and so I agree. And again, I had a follow-up question there, and you took a preemptive strike. So awesome, we're in sync there. What's changed in the last couple of months on that front? I mean, you and I have always embraced, starting our consulting engagement ahead of actually having an engagement letter, because you're absolutely right. It gives the client a flavor of you, and it starts building that relationship and that trust. But have you noticed anything in the last 2-3 months different than in the past?
Yeah, and I don't know if it's a result of COVID or if it's just another evolution that we're encountering here. Is you and I are discovering that it's what our prospects and our clients are looking for is more direction and more of a heavy hand. And if we can take some bold positions even during the prospecting phase and look at problems in a different way than maybe others are looking at them, that is setting us up for success. And so as that translates to CPA firms and the advisory and consulting work that they're doing, not just for us going to CPA firms, but for our CPA firm clients thinking about their clients, I think that translates well in that they are looking for more direction. They're looking for more guidance is what we're identifying. Like I said, I don't know if that's due to the new COVID world we're in, or if there's some other dynamic there. Not quite sure what that's about, but we have been successful, especially the last couple of months, really being bold with our strategy, understanding deeper than ever before our clients' pain points, and giving them a bold and inspirational vision to the future, and being a little bit more heavy-handed with that than maybe consultants are used to from a true facilitation standpoint in the past.
Yeah, I agree. So with that, let's keep the conversation going. Let us know what you think. What questions do you have on this? Being bold, sharing your perspective in a prospecting call as a precursor to that engagement. Let us know what you think.